Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, welcome back to my channel. It's time for my December and like previous months recap. I'm going to talk about some things that have sort of been like front and foremost in my life recently. I've only got, this is strange, I've only got hair products and I've only got makeup palettes, eyeshadow palettes specifically. Now I think the reason why I've been a little bit like hair product obsessed lately is because Madeline gifted me a whole bunch of hair products and I love trying them. All Davines stuff, I'm like smitten, and I'm sort of slowly working my way through them. I like to use things for like a certain amount of time to really get a vibe for them. So I'm only going to talk about a few things in this video, but also I recently published a video on the Drunk Elephant and Sol de Janeiro hair care products. There's also some body products from Drunk Elephant in there. So I've sort of been like really focusing on hair products the last couple of months, really like just trying a lot and really analyzing stuff. So there's that, and that's why I'm going to talk about hair products. I think I'll just start with them. I want to start with this guy. It's from Davines. All of my hair products are from Davines. No shock there. It's definitely one of, like, it's my top hair brand at the moment. This is the Solu Sea Salt Scrub Cleanser. So it's a deep cleanser for all hair types. Now, this is basically, it's a salt scrub like what you would use on your body, but it's designed for your hair. So it removes buildup and pollution particles. Now, it comes in a tub like this, like you might see a body scrub come in. And let's open it up and show you what it looks like. I'll show you. You can see the texture is a bit like, you know, she's goopy, she's on the move. And basically what you do is you can apply this to dry hair if you want. I usually just like get my hair wet in the shower, and you just apply it like you would apply a shampoo basically. Now, because it's a salt scrub, it's super thick. I like to use it to actually like give my scalp a good scrub. I talked about this in my Drunk Elephant review. It's a TLC Happy Scalp Scrub, and this ain't got nothing on this, I can tell you that much. This, like, skip this, buy this. So what I like to do with this is take little bits of it, and I like to actually apply it at my hairline, like on my scalp, and I like to separate the hair and like get it in there on the scalp, because if you just take a scoop and like go like this, a lot of it just gets stuck in your hair. And what I particularly love about this are the salt scrub particles for the scalp. It feels so good, and it really clarifies the hair. It really like gets all of the shit out. It gives my hair volume. It feels fresh. It feels clean. My scalp's had a good scrub. I love it. It's fantastic. I feel like this is something that I would happily have in my collection all the time, or in my stash all the time. And I don't use it regularly. I use it like maybe once a month. I actually used it kind of like a lot more recently, or like I used it late November, and then I used it sort of early-ish December, because I had issues with this stuff from Sol de Janeiro building up in my hair, and I couldn't get it out. So I used it earlier than I would usually, just to clarify my hair and get it out. But fuck man, love it. It's fantastic. The next things that have stuck out to me that I've been sort of dedicating my life to when it comes to hair products, both from Davines again. I've got the single shampoo. So this is like, it's really simple. It's, you know, the packaging is no fuss. It's, you can see it's quite liquidy in there. On the front of the bottle, it says, "I went in search of a bad person. I found none, as I, seeing myself, found me the worst." And that little saying sort of, I think, encompasses the whole purpose of this product. So it is a shampoo. It's like a gentle shampoo. It can be used daily if you do that, but I don't wash my hair every day. So it's gentle, but it's moisturizing. It's, I believe it's supposed to help with like hair elasticity as well, so it would help with like minimizing breakage. But this shampoo is actually supposed to be, they say it's our first 100% carbon neutral shampoo. It's 98.2% biodegradable formula and 95% natural origin ingredients. So it's supposed to be a kind for the planet shampoo. And you know, I get the vibe that little sort of phrase on the front of the bottle is talking about how we do so much damage, and this is their attempt at, or this is their way of seeing that and trying to minimize their impact on the earth. And I like it. It's a really good shampoo. Not only does it have like a good story behind it and the purpose of it is good, the actual functionality of it and the product itself is good. I've spoken to Madeline about this. She's like, I don't like the scent. It smells like rosemary. It's like, it's strong on the rosemary. Now, I actually love that because I usually use, or I used to, I've been using Davines products for this purpose. I used to use rosemary oil to help with hair growth and like minimizing hair fall. It like helps to stimulate your scalp. So I actually really like the scent of rosemary oil. I don't have an issue with it. This smells strongly of that though, so if that's not your jam, then maybe you wouldn't be super keen on this, but I love it. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's just a shampoo as well. There's no conditioner in the range. I do use a conditioner with it. I pair it with other Davines conditioners that I have. But yeah, I thought, look, great product and great ethos behind it. The next product that I have is the, I don't know how to pronounce this one. I don't know if it's SU or Su. I think it's meant to be like sun with the end taken off. This is a hair milk. So Madeline did send some other products in this range as well, but I haven't tried them yet, so I'll get to them. But this is a conditioning milk for sun exposed hair. So you can use it before and after being in the sun, and it's supposed to sort of help nourish the hair while having and after having sun exposure. Now, things I love about this, the scent. Oh my god, I don't know what it is, but I have no idea what that scent is, but I love it. I don't know, it just smells so good. And it's an interesting formula. I don't spray it directly on my hair because it's a bit thick, and when it comes out it's a bit squirty. But it's kind of like it's almost like a light moisturizer consistency. I'm gonna put this in my hair. So I just spray it in my hands and then I just rub it through the ends and like lengths of my hair, and I really like it. Not only do I love the scent of it, Davines scents are, I would say they're a bit more sort of, they're more advanced than what you would find in like supermarket kind of brands or like Priceline type brands. Like they're a bit more, I don't know, a bit more complex. So, you know, that's a thing. But this one, I can't put my finger on it. There's like floral in there, but also something else. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. If you've tried this and you know what that scent is, let me know. So anyway, I've been using it and I really like it. It's like, it makes my hair feel moisturized, but it's light. And I usually, like, I've been sort of straying away from hair cream type leave-ins because I feel like they can be a bit heavy and it's like my hair doesn't respond super well to them. But this one I really enjoy, and it's going to get a lot of use in summer. I know it is. It's hot here and our sun is aggressive. Okay, let's dig into makeup palettes. So there has actually been 4 that I have been focusing on for all of December, and one that I was using quite a bit in November as well. Let's start with the November one and let's talk about Madeline again. This is a Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette volume 2. So this was gifted to me by Madeline, and I'm not mad about it at all. I'm actually going to just say it right now. Out of all of the palettes that I'm about to talk about, this is my favorite. I fucking love this palette. I love it. I love it. I vibe with it. The formula is good. It's good. I've had such a good run with this palette. The looks that it creates are very pinky, purpley, reddy. That's fine. It's not really where I gravitate to. Not that you can fucking tell. I'm mostly still gravitating towards nude eyeshadow looks. However, whenever I sit down and use this palette, I fucking enjoy it. I really, really like it. Now, I've sort of been trying to make a really conscious effort that when an eyeshadow palette comes into my life, that I use it a lot, but like I don't use it once or twice and then put it in my drawer. So I've kept this in my like everyday makeup drawer since she gave it to me. It's been a while. Was it October? Maybe even earlier? Or November? I don't know, but it's been there for a while, and I've been like rotating this with some more that you're going to see in a minute, and the eyeshadows in my eyeshadow project. So nothing's been used heaps and heaps or exclusively, but things are getting used, and I'm really, really proud of that. I love this palette. I've enjoyed it, and I don't actually have any desire to put it away and swap it out for anything else. So it's staying in my stash, or it's staying in my like everyday makeup drawer. Historically, I don't mind Morphe's formula. Some eyeshadows are shit, some are good, and some are outstanding. I would say what I've tried of this palette, and I haven't tried every shade, obviously, it is quite good. I think this is probably her best color story that she's ever chosen in terms of what I enjoy. These are all, the only shade that I wouldn't wear is probably the black and this Tipsy Girl weirdo pink shit. I would even wear this one because it's got hints of like purple in there. It's a bit more magenta. So yeah, I like the palette. What can I say? I like it. We did an episode of the makeup breakup on this palette when it came to Australia, and in that video I was like, I like it, and I even said like, if they bring out a mini version like the James Charles one, I am buying it. And I still stood by that. I was sort of like, when the 1 year anniversary rolled around, I was like, are they gonna do it? Because if they do it, I'm buying it. I really like this color story. It was one that always stuck with me from when we created that video, and Madeline gave it to me. She ended up with one. She was like, I don't fucking want it. Here, I know someone who does. She'll love it. And I do love it. It's a great palette. Okay, next, let's do these guys, because these were PR palettes. And I did do videos on these earlier in December. I think they all went up in December. So I have the Side by Side Nude palette from Nabla. And God, I look like I've abused this thing. You can tell I've used it. I've used it quite a bit. So historically with Nabla's formula, I haven't used heaps of their palettes. I think I've got almost all of them. And I've used like all of the mini ones. God, what are they called? The cutie palettes, I think they call them. And I've used some of their bigger ones. I will say, you know, some of their, were they the cutie palettes, or am I missaying that? I have to check. Yeah, they were. Okay, good. I'm not wrong. I will say, like, the cutie palettes, love the formulas. Some of the bigger palettes that I own from them and I've tried, some eyeshadows not a huge fan of, others really enjoyed. And I would say that this is a bit of a mix of that. I feel like there are some shades in here that I think I expected the pigmentation to be quite punchy, and it didn't quite hit the mark. I will say the mattes are fairly soft. I like that. I'm just putting it out there. When I did my review of this palette, I said I was expecting it to be a bit like the Natasha Denona bronze palette, where it's like impossible to be subtle. But you can be subtle with this. And I think I went into it with expectations of like intense pigmentation, and it's not really like that. You can definitely build it up. But also I found some of the shimmery ones just didn't really grip all that well to the eye. I found that they actually applied better wet. I think I really like my shimmery and metallic eyeshadows to be very punchy, and I like my mattes to be quite soft and subtle, so I have control over like, do I want punchy? Because if I do, I'll build it up, but if I don't, then I like to wear it subtly. But always with the metallics and the shimmers, I like a lot of punch, and I feel like it lacks a little bit of punch with the metallics. So this was an interesting one for me because it didn't meet my expectations on any level, really. It definitely ticked the boxes with the mattes. I really like them, but the metallics, I do have to wear them wet, and that's not an issue. It's just like an added thing that you have to do to really make it shine, in my opinion, the way that I like to wear my eyeshadows. So there we go. But I've got to say, the color story, just all of the yes. All of the yes. The next one was the Sigma Rendezvous eyeshadow palette. So I love the color story again. Like, I'm keeping this palette, I'm keeping the Nabla palette. I will totally use these. I was expecting different things from this. The mattes were what I was expecting, and probably even better than I was expecting. They blend beautifully, they're nice colors, very easy to wear, and there's only two, so there's like what I would consider a crease or like transition type shade, and then an outer corner shade and lower lash line shade. So that's fine. Those two shades pair really well with all of the like shimmery metallic shades in here. I think where it fell a little bit flat for me was actually the shimmers. Again, I was expecting punchy, I was expecting intense, vibrant, rich, and I feel like they are best applied, like they swatch nicely, but I don't feel like they apply with that sort of intensity with a brush. I got to use them wet. I have to damp my brush before I apply them, and then I get the richness. Otherwise they go on fairly subtle. So it's not a bad thing, it's not a deal breaker for me, it's just, you know, that's what my takeaway is from this palette. I will say I really enjoy the like small, compact, not taking up too much space, 6 shades, all very wearable, great little color story. I do enjoy it. And my last palette, this was something that I took inside after, it was in November when I filmed my was that haul worth it video, and I thought, come on, I've got to try this. It was the, I have tried it, I just have to try it more because I'd used it like once or twice and then put it away, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. So this was the Dear Santa Love Kylie Jenner palette, or is that what it's called? I don't know. That's what it says on the front. I don't know. So I picked this up holiday last year, and I used it like maybe once or twice and then never touched it again. The formula is not great. It's not great. Like, I don't rate it. I don't rate it, and I actually wouldn't really recommend it. I'd say if she puts out a color story that you're just dead for, like, go for it, because you can make it work. And that's a situation of what this is for me. It's like, I've got to have it because that color story is just, it like embodies me. But the formula is pretty fucking average, and to get it like looking good, you gotta put in some effort. So I personally feel like the mattes, they're a bit like not very refined. They don't blend super well. They're not really like, you gotta sort of like layer and blend and layer and blend to make them look really good. The metallic shades, I find I gotta do a little like scrubby dig with my brush, and then sometimes I even just want to apply them wet for the sake of like making it easier for myself. They do, like when you swatch them, they feel like they start to get a bit chunky with the product moving in the palette, and they're soft. So look, I'm sure if you've used eyeshadows, you're going to sort of have a vibe for the type of formula that I'm talking about. It's that really like metallic kind of formula, and when they swatch like a yeah, like they're beautiful, you know, they look amazing. But when it comes to actually applying with a brush, there's work involved for picking up an appropriate amount of product to get a finish like that if you don't want to use your fingers. And I think that's something that I have to always be specific about, because whenever I talk about, you know, using my brush wet or something like that, or using a sticky primer, people are like, just use your fingers. And I'm like, mate, my finger is bigger than the size of my eyelid. Like, that's like trying to apply eyeshadow with a shoe. It's not going to work. So I never apply eyeshadow with my fingers because my eyelids are too small. I don't want eyeshadow up here under my eyebrow, and I don't have big fingers, but no, I like to have control, and I like to do things with brushes. So that's sort of my thing about the Kylie palette. Now, after using this, I was like, okay, I'll probably never buy a Kylie eyeshadow palette again. The formula, it's not there for me. This ain't it. But I'm still going to keep the palette because I really do love the color story. I think there's a fantastic balance of mattes and stuff like that. Also, I'm talking about this like you can fucking buy it. You can't. It's discontinued. But this is more in regards to the formula of Kylie eyeshadows. So yeah, I wouldn't buy another Kylie palette unless she fucking smashed it out of the park with color stories, and I can't see her doing that because I would probably always look for a color story that is like this. And if she released something like this, I'd be like, well, I've already got one. And if she released a nude palette that looked perfect for me, I'd be like, I got 80 of them. I don't need another one that's not great with its formula, basically. And also a pain in the ass to order online. Alright guys, so that is it for my December recap. I know that's probably not a super interesting video. I've just talked about like old eyeshadow palettes, discontinued eyeshadow palette, limited edition eyeshadow palette, and hair products. But that is literally like what my life, like they have been the beauty products that are most prominent in my life. Hair products, and actually using my eyeshadow palettes rather than using them once or twice, putting them in a video and then putting them back in my drawer. And this guy, you know, like I hadn't used it in like a year. It's problematic. It's really problematic. So I'm glad that I actually just took the time and did it. And here we are. I have palettes that I have actually used, and I feel like that's a real achievement for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.